Hi, guys. Today I want to talk about a topic um, coming from a different viewpoint of relationships and who we are. I was thinking about something and I came to a realization, and I was recording it and I kind of summarized it. So I want to offer you a a script, let's say, something I became aware about, and I want to share that with you. So I will read it for you, and I hope you will like it because I really tried to summarize it and give you some examples, because in the moment where I have those realizations, or I want to kind of give it to you, I'm my mind is working really fast, and I see it from this point and then that point, and I want to explain it, then I start to ramble. And I think this is a better way. Just a second. Just a second. And this is a better way for me to explain what I was thinking and what I'm trying to convey in this message. So I hope you like it. Okay. So it's not about waiting for someone to change. It's even bigger than that. What we are doing is seeing ourselves in the moment that every version of you, of me, or if you want to say possibilities, perceptions of you exist. The good one, the bad one, the neutral one, the single, the married, whatever. And then you can choose amongst any of them, amongst all those versions, that you have the free will to choose whatever you want to be. And even that bad one, what we are seeing right now, can exist because I wrote here unlimited, but it's more like it's free of judgment. But I will explain. What do I mean by unlimited? There are no limitations on God, on consciousness, on what is. Everything exists. And what I mean by that is because it is free of judgment, everything can exist. But through us, through our perception, we as human beings have judgment. That's the thing. We are individualized. We have our own perspective, beliefs, limitations. And at the same time, we are one with God. We are God experiencing through this lens of individualized human perceptions, human beings, what we are. And that's why we can choose to be the one who is, let's say, in a relationship, who is loved. And also the past cannot and will not define us. The past where I felt unloved, where I felt like I didn't have a relationship, that is just one image, one experience from the past. But from this moment right now, when I look at it, it is just a possibility, it's just a potential. It's not defining who I am right now. Maybe back then I thought I'm not loved, but right now I know I am loved. I know I am this or that, whatever you want to insert. So for me, let's use an example of unhealthy dynamic with someone. Let's say I had an unhealthy dynamic, but I have the free will of choosing how I see it. Because I don't have to see it that way, that it was unhealthy. in the first place. There are certainly experiences that led us to our individualized perceptions, beliefs, thoughts, and conclusions. But from an individualized perspective, or someone is saying like the small me, the character, the separate self, the mind, the ego, whatever you want to use it. I'm kind of coming from this example or standpoint. But from an individualized perspective, it can look like a contrasting experience. And from a higher perspective, we can also see it as a neutral without built-in meaning. So what I'm trying to say is we can use it as a contrast. If I'm coming from the lens of I had an unhealthy dynamic, yes, there were experiences that felt unhealthy. And from that standpoint, I came to the conclusion this is an unhealthy relationship. But from a higher perspective, I can also see that it has no built-in meaning. So it's a little bit repetitive, sorry. And from a human perspective, I can say this was a contrasting experience and I evolved from it. I changed because of that experience, and I can take from it or not take from it. I can say because something negative happened, I became a better person. But someone else can have the exact same experience and fall into it, and identify with it, and become a victim of it. So again, it's up to us. It's on me what I will do with it. I can stay the same or I can change. That's the free will. And from all there is, I am love. I was always loved and I will always be loved. I was just remembering it wrong, that I was not loved. And that's why it's not even inserting something new, it's choosing. Because everything already exists as a potential. It's choosing from all of them, not trying to change anything. It's not about changing the outcome or forcing thoughts. It's choosing from what already exists, that we can be whatever we want to be, even if it looked like I was not loved. I know I am loved. I was always loved. I was always so loved and understood. And from that, we have a different relationship with ourselves and others. And also, we don't even have to do anything. What I meant here was we don't have to do anything about certain techniques, that we don't have to forcefully, do affirmations, visualizations, whatever it is, whatever technique it is. What's the famous one when you go to sleep from Neville Goddard that everyone is talking about? SATs. You don't have to do that. So why? Because every moment we are new. The now moment is eternal. And there is always a natural set point of who we truly are, which is love. And what happens is we fall back into a program. We fall back into forgetting who we are. We fall back into who we were trained to believe we are. Through beliefs, through limitations, we fall back into the memory of a limited self. But our true nature is unlimited. So that's my point. Even the version of me that feels unchosen can exist. We don't have to do anything with that. We can see it, but still stand strong and grounded in being the chosen one, because you were always chosen. It was just a fog, a false perspective, coming from that limited version of ourselves. And we can have an experience that we are not it, okay? So that you are not chosen, loved, whatever it is. Not loved, not fulfilled, not having money. Or like some teachers are saying, I am or I am not. From which standpoint are you coming from? That you are fulfilled or not fulfilled? And it's also about welcoming everything. The negative thoughts, the emotions, the 3D circumstances, everything that is happening out there, so in the 3D circumstances, and in here, like thoughts, emotions, and everything, that's all fine, you know, it can all exist. And like a small reminder, like who is the one putting meaning onto thoughts, onto emotions, and onto any circumstances? So that's the whole thing with built-in meanings, you know, like negative thoughts, positive thoughts, what they mean to us. Can they take away from us? Can, you know, like, because we're having thoughts, we can feel smaller, less worthy. But if we're coming from a perspective that we will have them always, but to be okay with it, that we can have those thoughts, that the thoughts cannot touch the real you, who you truly are, that is unchangeable. And from that perspective, you know, okay, I have thoughts, I have a bad day, but this is not defining who I am. And that you can still have your desires, that you can still have that wish fulfilled, as they call it. That's my message. It unfolds naturally, and you can use techniques, yes, but it is coming from a standpoint that you are aware of your thoughts, of your emotions, and who you truly are. And then you can have, like I said, I'm repeating myself, bad thoughts, a bad day, but still having that knowingness, that knowledge of who I am in the midst of a storm, you know, like I still know who I am, and I'm still kind of choosing. And by choosing, I don't mean like deciding, choosing, affirming. I don't mean that. It's just like, because we can experience all of it. And like I said here, you can choose amongst all those perspectives of who we are, or possibilities. That's why you will choose a different perspective, like a different version, what they're calling. That's what they're implying, they're choosing, you know. But it's not another way, another band-aid, another tape, you know, to just kind of repeat something. It's more of coming from, I know who I am, and I can choose also from techniques what I want. So if I want to use affirmations or assuming something, then go ahead, use it. But my message is, I know, almost all, it's the same message. I just try to simplify things, because today it's just, we are hearing a lot of repetition and just do this, just do that. And I'm not saying that, because I also know that there are other teachers who are saying you cannot come from lack. Yes, of course you cannot, because our true essence is not lack. But you can forget who you are. You can fall into the trap of doing more when we don't have to do more. So that's all that I have for you today. I hope you liked it, and I hope it kind of clarified some things for you, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.